All right, guys, here we go. It is game one between MC from the team SK Gaming down here in the blue playing Protoss, and up at the top of the map, his opponent, our Zerg player in the color, well, purplish, violetish, pinkish sort of color. It is Mill.Stephano.
Yes, it is. And, of course, we don't, come in right away and cast these on the weekends. These games were literally delivered to us about 10 seconds ago, so they are as fresh as they get. The players just finished playing them, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the result is going to be.
Yeah, it should be really exciting. I mean, both of these guys are kind of on the forefront of their races. I mean, MC is one of the Protoss heroes out there, and Stephano is like the hero of every foreigner, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, especially Zerg foreigners. So it's going to be a really great match. I mean, Stephano has an awesome 3-hatch roach style, and MC is really, really good on 2 bases, but he's also become very good at playing that longer game too now. So he's kind of expanded his style, and I think it really will be a great matchup.
I've noticed that recently MC against Zerg players especially has had a really good sense of how to build that critical unit count to stop that big 200 roach push and then eventually move into a 3-base production. He seems to have that nailed down pretty well. So I think these styles are going to produce some very entertaining games, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it really will be. I mean, Stephano has relied on the 3-hatch. It's no secret. I mean, Zergs just kind of do it because they know that they're safe 99% of the time if the Protoss Forge expands in some way, whether that's Nexus first or Forge first. And so MC and all the other Protoss players are kind of finding ways to try to stop that. And MC looks like he's going to be going for a Nexus first in this case.
This isn't just Nexus first, though. A lot of players, if they go Nexus first, they'll stop at 15 probes because they want to make sure they get that Forge just in case right afterwards. MC went for a 17 Nexus to start things off. This is as greedy as Nexus first builds get.
Yeah.
So, if he's able to pull this off, not take any damage, he is going to have a great economy to work off of. But, of course, Stephano, we'll see if he tries to punish this in any way.
Yeah, and he really could, too. I mean, Cloud Kingdom is a pretty decent map for Stephano. Win rates have definitely been Protoss favored on this map, but I still feel like Zergs who decide to be, really aggressive in the mid-game can get up around kind of behind that 3rd base and kind of come from the side, not up the ramp, and that's where we've seen a lot of Zergs having some success. If they can get on level ground with the Protoss, a lot of times you can, do pretty well. But the one thing you need to watch out for is a very sentry-heavy compositions. If there's something like that, you may be better off just kind of trying to take a 4th and hanging back, going for Hive Tech.
And this is just such a mark of where the game is right now, because MC then decided to put down 2nd pylon and gateway before ever putting down a photon cannon. So that comes so late. But even with Zerg players taking that spawning pool first, it's so long before they're able to get out enough units to put on pressure. MC just knows how to take advantage of that. Stephano, though, he himself going down a familiar path that we've seen. MC didn't even try to block it. He says, I know you're going to go for 3-hatch. I have something ready for it. Stephano, though, ready to start gearing up for some serious drone production here soon.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see what MC has planned actually to try to stop this, because Stephano has just been nearly unbeatable when he goes for this type of build.
Yeah.
MC looks like he's just going to go check for the 3rd right now, make sure it's up.
Yep, and he will see that. Always a good idea. Get one probe out there. Make sure you take a look. And as we can see, MC already has +1 weapons on the way. Cybernetic score just about to finish up, and he should be able to move into Sentry production pretty soon.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably going to see MC go for a 3rd base in this game and not really try to do any sort of ridiculous 2-base stuff, or maybe even not a whole lot of pressure off of 2 bases. He kind of is playing in an economically greedy style like we saw, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that kind of continues, and he just says, all right, I'm just going to play for the late game. I'm not even going to worry about you taking 3 hatches. I know if I get 3 bases up, I'm going to be in a great spot no matter what you do.
This is the coolest probe in the whole world. It has 4 hit points now. It went from here all the way up to the 3rd, over to the natural and scouted, and came all the way back home. So
it's a brave probe.
Well done. You have earned yourself a retirement probe.
Except he can't retire. He's actually just going to get put right back to work on the mineral line.
That's right.
Yep, a probe's work is never done. Another probe coming out as well. Now, Stephano getting those first 2 gases up about the normal time. He's got the Evo Chamber, the Roach Warren. And Stephano, in the games I've been watching of him recently, he's been going for the lair first, and then following that up with either Zergling speed or +1 missile attacks for roaches. Some Zergs prefer to go for like Ling speed first, things like that. But in the games recently I've seen, he's been going for that lair, so we'll have to see if he decides to do that this time around. And yep, there it is, lair first for Stephano.
Yes, and we have a little poke of a couple of units coming up now for MC. I've got to say, both these guys' builds have been so crisp so far. You can tell that these are two players who are at the absolute top level, on top of their game in every way, shape, or form. Stephano even saving that drone by taking an extractor there for just a little while.
Yeah, he just like really illustrated your point right there. He's like, look at this, I'm going to do something that no other Zergs really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see it every once in a while. Oh, that was a bold place to put a pylon there. And this is going to be close, but the Zealots are going to finish warping in.
Oh, the pylon stays up with just 4 hit points.
Wow.
And Stephano, we better hope that another Warpin doesn't come down there, but pylon's starting to recover a little bit of shields now. These Zealots cleaning up the roaches pretty effectively. Stephano's going to start rallying in some units ASAP.
That was a huge deal not to kill that pylon. That's going to turn what was going to be a mild annoyance into some significant damage done by MC. Look at this, already killing a queen, a good amount of lings, some drones.
Yeah.
Costing him all the mining time, and now he's going to focus at hatchery. That's exactly the right thing to do. And MC may actually just be able to kill this hatchery.
And another roach goes down, but they have certainly put on some pressure. As we can see, Stephano's just sitting at 46 drones right now. He really wants to be way higher than that, but it has to move into mass unit production now. Looks like the hatchery will stay up, but I've got to say, MC has done some pretty good lasting economic damage just by forcing out that many units.
Yeah, really nice little poke. I mean, doing a lot with a little, taking that third base. And now he's going to go for that really strong late game. He's producing Immortals right now. He's getting his shields upgrade as well. So he's just going to put himself in a position. He's already put himself in a position where it's going to be quite difficult for Stephano to get in there and really do damage. We'll have to see. Stephano's going to try. He's starting to rally units across the map. Going to try to cancel that third base for MC. And how is MC going to respond? He's going to need another Warpin of something besides sentries.
This is a good time for Stephano to make this decision as well, because MC just sitting so low on units right now. Does cancel one of his photon cannons. He's going to try and kill a couple of roaches. May lose a couple of valuable sentries in the process, but he was delaying for that Immortal. That's the real move here. Now that the Immortal's out, it makes Stephano's position a lot harder. Good defense there out of MC.
Yep, and Stephano throwing down 2 more gas right now. So yeah, he's not even going to try to push the roach thing. He's like, all right, this isn't going to work this game. I'm going to start to tech. 3 more gas actually here, and this would be about the time when we would see a Spire or an Infestation Pit or something coming down pretty soon. He's got a second Evo Chamber, so that kind of suggests it's going to be, Infestation Pit. And he is going to go for a little bit more of a Ling-heavy composition, but throw Infestors in there as well.
All right, well, we'll see if Stephano is going to try and poke with these. He absolutely cannot. I mean, because MC's force shield control is too good. If he may try to bait some force shields, but if he moves up even just a little bit too far, it's going to be a lot of dead roaches because of those Immortals.
You know, it's funny, what players haven't quite realized yet, I'm surprised more players aren't taking advantage of it, is they're all trying to go up the ramp like this when they could just kind of go and come around the outside, you know? So yeah, they could just do that. They'd be on the same level ground if you really wanted to put pressure on someone's third.
Yeah.
I would say that would be a good way to do it. You know, maybe leave a couple roaches at the bottom of the ramp to make it look like you're still sitting there, but then bring everything around the other direction. I think we're going to see players start to do that more. It is a little bit of a newer map, so people are still trying to learn it. You know, it's been around for a while, but it's newer to competitive play, really.
And Stephano is putting up a 4th base, and this pylon's going to be able to pick up on the creep spread here very, very soon when that hatchery finishes up. But, of course, MC now very deadly. Always when a Protoss player is able to get to that 3 base mark, they become very deadly. But, you know, MC's got his upgrades coming along, Blink coming along. He's even got a robotics bay. On the other side of things, though, Stephano, he's got pathogen glands coming up. He did start his first 5 infestors, so he is going to have a pretty nasty frontline attack force himself.
Yeah, MC is just kind of really building to get that ultimate death combo to take out what Stephano is going for. You know, I mean, what's good against Ling, Roach, and Infestor? Well, I'll tell you what, Immortal, Gateway, Colossus.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what MC is going for. And he's also going to have 2-2 already. Okay, there's a Spire in the Hive, too, so Stephano is going to try to move into Broodlords fairly quickly here. And we'll see how fast MC responds to that 4th base now.
And MC makes his way out with a Zealot There is already a Roach sitting there. The Roach is going to have to kite away, and does. Looks like Stephano able to pick up on this pylon. MC, though, very smartly, he was trying to warp in a couple of units there. Unfortunately, they are going to get cleaned up very quickly.
Yep. I mean, he did warp him in probably the best location possible, but yeah, just really not able to accomplish really anything at all here. And Stephano taking a 5th base already. He is really, really being aggressive with his hatching.
Doa.
This game, wow. Kevin.
I love StarCraft 2.
You know, I really do too, and I love matches like this, man. I mean, where we get to see the best of the best. I love Fight Club. It's quite good. Foreigner versus Korea.
Awesome. I didn't realize how excited I was for this match. I actually have so much anticipation right now. I can't wait to see how this is going to pan out. But already we've seen just such crisp, top-level play out of these guys so far. And I'm just amazed at how far this game has come in the past couple of years.
It's a big difference from some of the other matches, you know, that you see sometimes. I mean, think about it. A best-of-9 between Stephano and MC could be the finals to, like, a huge event.
Yeah.
You could see that as a finals. You'd be like, all right, Stephano MC finals? Yeah, I could see it happening.
Yep, totally plausible.
Yeah, so we're like, let's just skip the whole tournament and just have them play a best-of-9 right now.
I'm okay with that.
That's right.
I really am.
We could just skip right to the end, right to the exciting matches. 3-3 already on the way. He's going to have that so fast this game. Adding on a Stargate already. Yep. MC is just so good at anticipating what Stephano is doing. He knows kind of the progression that Stephano likes to take in ZVP, and he's preparing for it already. Yeah. He also did have an observer in there for a while, so he got a really good, you know, scout of everything too. But he just kind of inherently knows what to do, and you know, I mean, that's not to take anything away from Stephano as well. I mean, what he's going for is a very strong, very scary composition for Protoss to deal with.
And Stephano taking bases. He's already taken half the map as well at the 16-minute mark. A couple of cool things, though. MC, as he's going to get a couple of stalkers at least pushed away here. A couple of cool things, though, is that MC has a roach-killing force. Oh, he did! Where does Immortals go? Okay, they moved out to join the rest of the army. I was going to say he had a roach counterattack, because this is the moment when you would see something like that trying to slip into the natural. But he is still prepared with a couple of sentries over there. But there were Immortals along with that.
Oh, man, this is a big flank from Stephano. And the Lings getting in there pretty easily. Nice fungals, but yeah, with the Colossi there, Stephano needing to kind of pull back a little bit. Not the right angle to go into it, and it looks like he's going to catch some of these Stalkers.
Yeah, and he gets a couple of the Stalkers, but I've got to say there was a ton of Lings killed in return. 44 more coming up now. We do have 4 Broodlords on the way. No, not at all. Gets a couple of units caught there. The sentries throwing down the Guardian Shields. These Colossi have been very valuable at the back, racking up almost 80 kills between them.
Oh, this is a very dangerous spot, though, for Stephano right now. He's bringing in Broodlords, and this is the point where Protoss pushes. You've got to balance perfectly between getting the right units for defense and getting those Broodlords out. The Broodlords spawn, but MC is immediately underneath them.
Yes, he is. He's already killed 2 of those. Still 2 more remaining. The Stalker count's getting pretty low, though. These Immortals actually going after Zerglings, things like that, not targeting down the hatch, not going after the Roaches, and they are going to get cleaned up the last of the Immortals go down. Colossi trying to get away. The Corruptors will be able to chase one of those down, though.
He does get it 150 supply to just 100 for MC. Stephano able to produce units so quickly right now. I mean, he's on 6 bases at the moment.
Yes.
Jeez, oh, and another Colossus is going to go down. Wow.
MC now sitting on 4 bases of his own, but of course his opponent was refreshing units a lot faster. MCs are pretty powerful, though, already sitting on 3-3 upgrades at the moment. It's going to need good blink control. Actually, just blinks everything back, doesn't want to engage at all at the moment.
Yep, Stephano needing to be a bit careful not to get too aggressive here. He has to kind of wait for his army to build up a little bit more, going for a few more Broodlords here. MC going for the Fleet Beacon. He's going to add a Mothership on it, looks like.
Yes, he is. Let's take a look at the Workers tab. It's at 81 to 73 now, so in favor of Stephano just ever so slightly. Supply does favor Stephano, but of course the power of the army is quite good for MC as well. Moves up there, picks off 2 Roaches, moves back. No big deal.
Yep, trying to play things very, very careful, just trying to zone out his opponent right now, keep him away from his 4th base, and Stephano's like, all right, I'll stay away from your 4th base and go for your natural.
And that's just what he's doing. But at the same time, MC trying to move around the outside here. Looks like Stephano wants to commit. Yeah, trapping a lot of those units. The Colossus actually going to die very, very fast. Then MC starts blinking back, but unfortunately gets a couple of his units caught with pathing around the side there, holding them up and letting the Zerglings do a little bit of extra damage.
Yep, Stephano wants to try to fungal those Stalkers. MC knows it. Keeps blinking away a little bit early just to make sure he doesn't get caught.
Oh!
And there's going to be, no more fungal. Stephano, are the infestors out of energy?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, actually, there's one more that just rallied up that has a fungal available. But one of the Broodlords already did go down. The Nexus is taking a little bit of damage, but the Zergling's obviously more concerned about coming in and killing some probes for the time being. Nexus looks like it'll stay up at least for a little while. There's Blink Stalkers coming in one more time to pick off one of the Broodlords. Are they going to be able to get the second? Solo in health? And it does go down as the last Stalker falls.
Yeah, that was a big cost to get those 2 Broodlords, though. MC is going to lose his 4th base. Blinking in right now. Maybe he'll be able to save it. Big Ling, though. Big Ling attack here from Stephano.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I mean, MC's got good Blink micro, but I think Stephano's just got too much stuff here at the moment.
All right, well, we'll see as Stephano is running in with a few of those Lings. The Lings, however, for the most part, have gone down. Just a couple of Roaches remaining. And yes, that Nexus does hold for the time being. 138 supply to 97 at the moment, though. MC trying to rally in a few units. Did he make a mothership through all of that? I don't think he did.
Hasn't really been able to afford it because he's had to continue making Stalkers
just
to kind of stay alive. I mean, yeah, just able to start that now. I mean, this is really a situation that like 99% of other Protoss players would have lost that base. But
yeah.
MC's control is just so good, really making every Stalker count.
Legendary.
Pretty
but
much.
No Templar Archives. Okay, as soon as I say that, I was about to say a Templar Archives is thrown down, so eventually we'll be able to move into those Archons and things like that. Really depends on how passive Stephano wants to be. He's adding in a lot more Infestors. It's actually going to be on 13 here in just a second.
Okay, yeah, and as long as he keeps them alive, that should be a good group to go into the late game with.
And I
love 7 more Broodlords right now.
And I love that he's doing that, though, as this Zealot tries to get in, is going to get cleaned up. Because we've seen Infested Terrans basically able to shut down Archon toilets almost completely.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been very interesting, to say the least, the things that Zergs have kind of started to come up with to combat that late-game Protoss army, the late-game Protoss tactics. And how many drones does Stephano have right now? I'm kind of curious. He has 82 drones. Okay, that's about as much as you'd probably want to have. Some Zergs would add more. You know, Ret would be like around 100 right now, probably something like that. But, you know, as long as you're at around 80, that's generally pretty acceptable, it seems like, at the pro level.
All right, well, Mothership is out, accumulating energy, but still has about 45 seconds until it actually comes up. 8 more Corruptors, though. That Mothership not going to last very long.
Yeah,
not going to last long against that kind of firepower.
That's right. Longer than we will against that Death Star. You baited me into that one, and I just couldn't say no.
I gotcha. I've got your back on the Star Wars, so...
Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate that.
That's what I do for you.
It's yeah, the thing is Stephano, I mean, we've seen him play against White Raw is a good example. I mean, he knows how to handle motherships, no problem. He never gets caught with his units clumped up.
All right, well...
As I say that, he'll probably get caught with his units clumped up, because that's just what happens when Doa casts.
Still not enough for a Vortex, though. Still about 15 seconds away, and it looks like Stephano going to force the issue at least a little bit. A few Infested Terrans popping up, and the side of the base is being sieged up. MC is putting on some pressure on the top left-hand side of the map, but didn't get a whole lot done there. I just wanted to point that out. The Infested Terrans are going to fall here. We'll take a look at that attack. Yeah, it looks like everything got cleaned up by the Spinecrawler. A few more units shifting over, though, to try and take that out. And now the Mothership does have enough for a Vortex.
Yeah, it does, and I'm kind of wondering a little bit why Stephano isn't being a little bit more aggressive here. He's kind of, he's waiting for his upgrades, I think, is what the plan is, but... Oh, no! He actually gets right in the main. Whoops, he's going to be able to do some damage there.
Zealot wasn't on hold position, and unfortunately, Stephano's able to walk right on through.
Yep, get a nice, good scout going here. He's not going to be able to kill a whole lot, but... he's going to be able to bring MC back to his base and get some information.
Yeah, and nice job picking off that assimilator there, denying just another 400 gas from coming out. It's kind of a cool move, prioritizing what targets he can kill. That's such a good decision. Looks like, I'm sorry, we forgot to follow MC's attack, but he didn't get much done. He killed a Spinecrawler, and that was about all.
Yep. Pretty much. So Stephano's still about 30 supply ahead. That is a long train of Stalkers. Wow, now they're going the other way. All right. And 8 more Corruptors on the way again for Stephano. Once his upgrades finish, once that, +2 missile attack, +2 flyer attack, +2 carapace finishes, I think we're going to see Stephano start to get a bit aggressive, try to take out that 4th base. As it is, he's done a great job of keeping MC from taking any more bases. MC kind of needs to just make this work at this point, because he's not going to really get any other bases unless Stephano really messes up.
Exactly. So now, well, it looks like MC at least going around the outside. I think he's trying to put a base down here at the bottom right. Not going to happen. There's a Zergling there as well to clean up any probes. Wayward probes that would get a little bit too close. So MC, you know, not much mining going on at his third. He is going to need it to find another base here very, very soon, though. Starting to clean up that creep, but it's going to be a while before it recedes.
Yep, 2-2 finishing right now for Stephano. Neural Parasite +3 started, actually. Stephano a little bit supply blocked, and I mean, he's already got 200, so it doesn't matter, but he'll need to make a few more Overlords anyway. Good for scouting and things like that. 100 minerals is a pretty cheap scout late in the game. And look at that, he's been keeping his Infestors alive. That's been pretty nice.
So many Broodlords on 2-2 upgrades as well.
How many is that?
Let's actually take a look. There are 22.
22? Wow. No kidding, man. 22 Broodlords. That is insane.
All right. Well, there are 11 High Templar with this as well. Oh, if he can actually blink behind the main here, what doesn't even need it, sacrifices one of those Stalkers, then effectively shuts down a lot of mining here. Few units are starting to come back, but and that Broodlord going to get a pretty good siege position here around the Spine Crawlers. Yep.
Stephano is going to need to start to get a bit aggressive here, though. Those Broodlords for Stephano actually a little bit out on their own. They need to be careful not to get too far away from the Infestors. Neural Parasite is getting very close to done, too. Oh, the feedbacks! Oh, man! Oh, man, he lost every Infestor but one.
Holy crap!
Well,
MC,
that changes things.
That was so good! And Stephano now was worried about these Stalkers up here at the top left-hand corner. What a great game number one we're seeing.
Man, Stephano just totally caught with his Infestors down or something like that. MC really changing the dynamic of this game in a hurry here. He's going to be able to take out this base, no problem. Stephano needing to recreate all those Infestors, and they're going to come out with enough to fungal, but not have anywhere near the energy that his old group had.
Yeah, and not enough to Neural Parasite as well.
He just Vortex a single Broodlord. I think MC is just being BM at this point.
Well,
I think he's just messing with Stephano, man.
Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for like a positional Vortex so he can move around the outside, but you know, I think you're right. I think you're right.
This is MC we're talking about, man.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, he does things like this just to mess with people. It's like, look, I don't even need the energy.
Oh, wow. All right, well, these Colossi, a lot of kills on them. Another base being taken down in the bottom right-hand corner. Templar and an Archon hanging out, just chilling. Ooh, Mothership does take a little bit of damage. Forced to use the rest of the energy on that other Vortex, though, which means Stephano's fleet of Broodlords can start to move up. But now these Stalkers are all cloaked and starting to pick off the Broodlords one by one.
Yep, and man, look at how fast they kill that army. He's got enough Overseers there to see everything. Oh, big storms on the Infestors, but the Broodlord's still relatively untouched here.
Yeah! This is actually not working out too bad.
Feedbacks.
Oh, more feedbacks hitting a ton of Infestors. Stephano is down to very little energy on those, but he still has this massive fleet of Broodlords starting to make its way in. MC finding himself down by 60 supply.
Now, Stephano is down to just one Overseer, so he's going to need to be careful with that. In fact, if he's not careful, he's going to lose it. He did lose it, so that ends the attack right there. He has to pull back. Needs a detection, obviously.
Yeah, he does. 5 more Overseers being brought in at the same time. MC finally starting to transfer over some probes. Gonna need a lot more than that. That's a lot more than that. So there we go. And MC is going to be on effectively 2 mining bases. Stephano, basically the same himself.
Yep, pretty much. So this game is still fairly close, you know, despite the supply lead for advantage or for Stephano in ZVP. That's not as big of an advantage as it would be in other matchups.
Pretty good storms just dealt out a lot of damage, but that Broodlord count is just so staggeringly strong, and MC does not have another Vortex available. He's trying to delay for another 14 seconds or so. Well, the Corruptors are going to start making their way into the Mothership. The Mothership dying very quickly, has to back away. No, just barely, not enough for a Vortex, and it goes down, and with it, MC's chances may have fallen as well.
Oh, Stephano having to split those Broodlords up a little bit. Beautiful engagement by Millennium Stephano. The Stalker count dwindling rapidly. I think that is it. I think Stephano is going to beat MC. GG.